Hello, and welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So today's concert was like a blast from the past, which I feel like has kind of been a theme of mine lately. But yeah, so let's dive right in because there were 3 bands and it was a lot. So the concert was the Fray with Dashboard Confessional, but Colony House was the first headliner. So they came out to Purple Rain. I really liked the opening instrumentals. It was a less heavy start or it was less heavy, I guess, for when the lyrics came in. I liked the lyrics in the second verse. The instrumental drop for the bridge was really good. I love the lyrics about the curtain call. I thought that was really cool. And then they asked how we were feeling, and they introduced themselves while they were still playing. Really liked that as a first song. Thought it was a good choice. The next song was Instrumental Heavy Start. They dropped for the lyrics. Super fun. They had short, quick feeling in the lyrics. Really liked the part phrase repetition in the chorus. There was a slight drop in the instrumentals in the second verse. I thought it was a really great follow-up, so I liked that song as well. Then they went right into their next song, which had a short, quick feel in the lyrics, instrumentally full for the verse. There was a quick drop of instrumentals in the pre-chorus. I really liked the song, but I did like the other 2 better. So I liked the first 2 better. Again, the song was good. It just didn't pull me the same way the first 2 did. The next song, I really loved the opening instrumentals. And then there was a full drop before the first few lines. I really liked this song, like much better than that third song. There was a short, quick feel in the chorus, which was really great. I liked the instrumental shift for the bridge and the lyrics in the bridge as well. They had this like feedback sound at the end, like on purpose. And then they turned the mic to the crowd and encouraged them to cheer. Then full instrumentals came in with a long held note at the end of the song. So that was a pretty fun kind of get the crowd involved moment. So I liked that. I thought that was well done. The next song had a slower start or a vibe to it. He knelt on the stage during the first verse. I liked the slight pause before going into the chorus. He had 2 different mics. He used one for the chorus, so I'm assuming there was some sort of filter on that one. He picked up an acoustic guitar, but did not play it for the instrumental bridge and didn't actually play it till the next song. So that's just like, I don't know, I feel like that's just one of those little details, right? Like that was when he had the time to pick up that guitar. But yeah, so that was a good song. After that, they introduced themselves again. And they were like, yeah, like we are those guys who like our friends just kind of dragged us along. And then he talked about how his drummer was what is his brother, and he left the stage, and he talked about how he was stubborn, but because of him this song was still in the set list. It was just guitar and singing, really country sounding at first. It's not, I was like, oh boy. The pre-chorus was really good. I did like the shift in singing in the second verse, and then there was a drop when he sang the ooze. The guitar was really nice as well. I really liked the bridge and / the end. Okay, so then at that point, like the whole band came back out, but they like crowded around him and sang into the mic. So that was really, really cool. I really liked that. And like, I just appreciated the fact that even though at first I was like, oh no, this is going to be a country song, it was not. So I'm glad that song kind of pulled me in at the end there, because I was, again, a little bit nervous, if I'm being perfectly honest. The next song had a heavy instrumental start. I really liked the short, quick feel. I want to say it was called Back Before You Know. There was a slight drop, and then a build back up, which I really liked. Really great, super fun instrumentals for the chorus. And then they went into the next song, which had an instrumentally heavy start with the lyrics. I liked the chorus. It was repetitive but effective. Right after the chorus in the bridge, which was an instrumentally heavy bridge, was like this half like shout, kind of like he like shouted the last word. It was kind of cool. It was just like nice variation because it was so repetitive, but then it was like a little bit different. So I liked that there was at least thought into how to make it different. And then there was an instrumental outro. And then they played, so then they played Back Before You Know It again. And so I think what they did was they played Back Before You Know It, and then they played this other song, and then they played Back Before You Know It at the end. I think it was a different song. It really sounded like a different song, so I thought that was cool that they kind of went, and then because they were obviously like coming back to play for us again at some point, so they were Back Before We Know It. So yeah, I really liked that end. I thought it was cool that they kind of played the first song, went into that second song, and then went back. And then at the end, he threw his guitar up and caught it. So that was like super like rock star moment. You're like, yeah, man. So that was pretty cool. Next was Dashboard Confessional. So the lead singer came out alone, which like I loved so much. And I'm laughing not because I thought it was funny. I'm laughing because nobody does that, right? It's always the band and then the lead singer. And so I just loved, like, really deeply appreciated him coming out first and playing and singing before the rest of the band came out. I don't know why that, maybe because I've been to so many shows that I like clearly have like seen that so many times, like not seen the band come out first and then the lead singer. So it was just like really refreshing to have something different. So I really did appreciate that. So I liked that he came out alone. So then he began singing and playing. Oh, and so the rest of the band came out and played. So yeah, there were some female gang vocals, which I really liked. I liked the lyrics in the chorus. He held a note, which was pretty impressive. And then the instruments came in full for the chorus. There was build up in the bridge, which was really great. And then there was a drop in instrumentals for the end. Sorry. So the next song was instrumentally heavy with an instrumental intro, which I really liked the guitar for. I thought it was really, really good. Still full for the lyrics, a short, quick feel in the lyrics. I really liked the way Useless was sang in the second verse, or maybe it was in the chorus. Now I'm thinking it was probably in the chorus. After that, there was a guitar switch and the sunglasses came off. Instrumentally heavy start. Then a drop in the lyrics. I liked the lyrics in the first verse. Sorry, short, quick feel right before the chorus was good. Great instrumentals for the instrumental bridge. I loved the heavier feel. And then he went back into the chorus. I thought that song was also a really good follow-up as well. He said hello and introduced himself. And he mentioned, so I guess before the show, they had kind of gone into the crowd and had said hello to people before they went on, and so it was cool. He was like, I saw a lot of these shirts, so he mentioned like all these other bands that were popular when they were popular. So I don't know, that was just like a nice, cool touch that he like had obviously seen the people and was like still kind of, thinking about that, and so I thought that was cool. The next song had a less instrumentally heavy but still full start, short, quick feel of the lyrics and the instruments, and then they came in more full for the chorus. I liked the lyrics in the second half of the chorus. There was an instrumental drop for the bridge with lyrics, great instrumental build up for the end, so I really, really liked that. There was the next song had an instrumentally heavy start, even with the lyrics. There was a drop in instrumentals for the pre-chorus, I think it could have been, or maybe it was the first verse. I really liked the second, like there was a second of instrumental drop while the lyrics were being sang, so I really liked that, like it was just a moment, but I really liked it. It was a little hard to hear the lyrics in this one for some reason, but again, they had like a really nice, really, really nice instrumental build-up for the end, so that was pretty cool. Then after that, he saw a baby in the crowd, and he like said hello, and it was so cute. The dad like held her up and spun her around, so he made a joke about this being like her 20th show, so I don't know, it was just like cute that he noticed. And then he asked about like MTV. He's like, he's not gonna know the MTV and the Jersey Shore. So yeah, then he talked about away messages and just all the things that kind of happened way back when. And then it was funny, he started explaining what MTV was. And then after that, he started explaining what a TV was. He was like, oh, you don't know what TV is. It's funny. So anyway, they were talking about visiting friends and Then they started playing some older songs. The song had an instrumentally heavy start with lyrics. I really liked the guitar. And then the instrumentals came in even more full for the chorus. There was a short, quick feel in the lyrics. The guitar came back for the second verse, the part of the guitar that I really liked. So I was really excited about the verses because I really liked the guitars. They had an instrumentally heavy bridge. There was a quick pause in instrumentals. And I loved that there was like this like 2-note like twinge at the end. I don't know what to call it, but the 2 notes of the guitar, it wasn't like at the end, but like right before the end. And so I don't know why, but that really struck me, and I was like, ooh, I really liked that part. The next song was just guitar to start. Even when the lyrics came in, there was a short, quick feel in the lyrics. Then the other instrumentals came in about halfway through the first verse, stayed full for the second verse. Singing got really powerful towards the end, so that was really cool. Oh my gosh, I know I could take a right here. I think I'm gonna go straight. I don't really know where I'm going. This is a risk, everyone. Anyway, so they had the crowd clap their hands for the next song, and he was like, "Can I sing you guys a love song?" And it was Stolen, which was way too early for me, like so too early for me, but just like hearing those opening instrumentals, I was like, oh god, this is so good. The instrumentals are so great. There were definitely some pacing changes in the first verse, which were so fantastic, pacing changes in the second verse, which were so fantastic. I really love the chorus so much, especially when the bridge like chorus part comes up. And then like the instrumental build up, the part after, like that part right after the bridge is like so my favorite. Ever since like With the Highest Heels, I love that line ever since Scrubs. It's just so good. And then using the line at the end, so good. So yeah, that was really amazing. I really liked that song. Wish it was sung much later in their set. So then he talked about how he's bringing a weird energy. So so he was like, let's stand up and shake out all of this like weird energy out. So that was fun. He literally got pretty much the entire crowd to stand up, so I give him a lot of credit for that. He was swaying his hands back and forth. And then they got them to clap. The next song had a short, quick feel in the lyrics, full instrumentals for the verse, but then more full, literally, for the chorus. It was a good follow-up. They let the crowd sing part of the chorus, and then there was an instrumental drop a bit for the bridge, so that was pretty cool. So I thought that was a fun song as well. So then they thanked Colony House after that, and then they played Screaming Infidelities. So good. So that was obviously a song I wanted to see. And at the time I was like, it could be too early. It was like one song too early, so I'm not gonna like give them too much, gruff for that or whatever. It was only the guitar to start, with instrumentals coming in throughout the first verse. They were super full for the chorus. I love the lyrics in the chorus. They let the crowd sing a line in the second verse. So good, such good lyrics. The second verse has such good lyrics. There was an instrumental drop for the second chorus, and then they came in full for the second half. They let the crowd sing a line. The bridge is just like so good. It's just so good. They let the crowd sing the second half of the bridge, which was just fantastic. That song is so good. I love it. It's Screaming Infidelities. It's fantastic. So then they talked about the cameraman. I don't know if a camera broke or wasn't working, but he was like, oh man, this cameraman's been working so hard to get his camera working. And so then they played No More Bad Days, which I guess is a newer song of theirs. And so they wanted the crowd to sing like Bad Days really loud. So he let us practice that a couple of times. The song itself had a short, quick feel in the verses. I liked the instruments and the lyrics in the first verse. Then it became instrumental full for the chorus and stayed full for the second verse. It was a good song, but again, like I was like, Screaming Infidelity should have been after the song. again, I know I'm picky. Then after that, they played Vindicated, which was obviously another great song. Opening instrumentals are just so good to hear. I love the chorus, and the lyrics are just so good. I really love the end. There were some pacing changes right at the end, which I thought were really good as well. So that was a well-placed song, because then they ended with Hands Down, which again is like not even on my radar. I would not have been able to tell you that was one of their songs until I started like listening to their songs for this show. Like I knew the song, but I don't know. Stolen is my song for them. And then obviously I knew Vindicated and Screaming Infidelities. So, but it was a good choice. I liked this song. They introduced the band. It was really good to see live. It was a good ending song, so I will give them credit for that. I really love the short, quick feel of the instrumentals and the lyrics. They let the crowd sing a line before the chorus, and then he like spoke before the second verse, and so I couldn't tell if it was pacing changes or if he was actually like saying something. But he let the crowd sing part of the second verse. I loved the instrumental drop before the chorus, and then the guitarist was crazy, like so fun in this song. He jumped off the drum stage towards the end, and then he slid on his back across the stage. Like, it was so great. He was the best part of that song. It was so good. Yeah, again, like great show ender. Obviously Stolen would have been the best for me, but like I get why they didn't end with that. I just wish they had waited till the end. I wish it was like Stolen, Screaming Infidelities, Vindicated, and then that song. Like that would have been like the 4 combo that would have made me the happiest. So then then the Fray came out. A song came on, like, you know, or recorded someone else's song, and then they faded out and they came out on stage. So there was like a recorded like instrumentals part, but then they began playing their own instruments. The lead singer started singing as he walked from behind the stage. Okay, so there was like the main stage, right? And then on the main stage, in the middle of that stage, was like kind of a second stage. The drums were on there, the keyboard was on there, but there was a lot of room for the lead singer to walk around in. So he walked like from the back of that stage and walked on to that middle stage, and then eventually to the front. It had an instrumentally heavy start with the lyrics, and again he walked up on that second stage. I liked the short, quick feel of the instrumentals and lyrics in the chorus. What else? Okay. Then in the next song there was an instrumentally heavy start. He jumped off the second stage and dropped. The song was Hurricane. And then so the instrumentals dropped for the first verse. A great second song. I thought that was really good, especially because I had listened to it in preparation for this, but I didn't know it well enough. So I was glad that they didn't play any song that I really knew well, and I was too early. So this was well placed for me. He ran around stage for the instrumental bridge, like literally around that second stage, which was a lot of the stage. Really good guitar. He got the crowd to clap. I loved the build up out of the bridge back into the choruses, so that was pretty cool. After that, the next song had an instrumentally heavy start. There was a drop for the lyrics, short, quick feel of the lyrics. It was called Heartbreak. I love how the chorus was sang, especially with the repetition. Sounded like some pacing changes maybe in the third chorus, and I liked seeing this song live, so that was really cool. After that, he took his jacket off, and they played Look After You. He talked about who you came in with. I came in with no one, so that was sad for me. No, I'm just kidding. No, trust me, I'm happy to not have shared this experience with anyone but you guys. So anyway, there was a less instrumentally heavy start. I loved his voice for the first verse. It was like definitely like classic the Fray. The first 2 songs, I think the instrumentals were so heavy that I couldn't even like really appreciate it, and then the instrumentals were less heavy, so I was like, oh yeah, this is the voice. But then I recognized the chorus immediately. So again, it was a well-placed song for me because I recognized it right after like Heartbeat and Hurricane, which again were two songs that I had listened to in preparation for this show. So I felt like it wasn't wasted because it wasn't too soon, but then also it was like early enough because I recognized it when the chorus came in. I wasn't like super sad or excited about it having been that early. Whoa, that got me. There was a great short quick feel of the verses. I really loved the way the words seemed to like swing in the verses. I know it's like a weird description, but it was like the way he was singing it. And again, I don't know if it's just his voice, but anyway, he let the crowd sing the first part of the chorus after the bridge, and then he held the last note before the end lyrics. Definitely made some pacing changes to the end. I really liked it. This was a good version of the song. The instrumental drop at the end while he sang, really fantastic end. So I really liked it. I liked that they extended the end of that song. I thought they did a really nice job. And again, as that being like the first song that I like really knew well, I liked that they took the time and changed it up and made it the ending really special. The next song, instrumentally heavy start, quick short feel in the instrumentals. The instrumentals came in full for the chorus. I really liked this song. I'm going to say it was Tasted Glory because I think it is. Especially the instruments in the chorus, and I liked the lyrics in the chorus as well. Actually, honestly, Tasted Glory is my least favorite part of the lyrics in the chorus, but I liked everything else about the lyrics in the chorus. There was an instrumental drop for the bridge, then it built back up into the next chorus. I really liked that part. I really liked the instrumentals at the end, the piano specifically. So yeah, I really liked that song. That went well for me. The next song started with just piano. Quick short feel in the lyrics. Instrumentals came in full for the chorus, and then they were like real full for the chorus. They dropped a bit for the second verse, but not really that much. So then this was pretty cool actually. So the lead singer came on the stage with like a round mirror, and there was one single light like shining on the stage. So it was basically him, and so he knelt on the ground on the stage with his mirror, and he like reflected it as each member of the band played their part. So as like first it was like the bassist, and then it was the drummer, and then it was the guitarist. So that was like a cool effect. I thought that was pretty cool. And then he like kind of swung it over the crowd. So again, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked the instrumentals in the bridge. I liked the song a lot. And it was surprisingly heavy. You know, you think Fray, you think, oh, this is going to be so emo, but it really like was pretty heavy. So that was a nice surprise. Then they played Cable Car, which I immediately was like, nope, too early. It's too way too early. It was just too early. I'm sorry. It was too early. Like so disappointingly too early. So anyway, there were pacing changes in the first verse, which was so good. I love the lyrics in the second verse. He got a guitar for the second verse. The bridge is fantastic. There were pacing changes in the bridge. There was a drop in instrumentals for the chorus. It's just great. It's a fantastic song. They let the crowd sing the chorus with no instrumentals, which was fantastic. Really cool. And then there was instrumentals were definitely prolonged, and they had the crowd clap. And then he grabbed a phone from the barricade as the music was still playing, and he filmed the band as they played the instruments, and then he tossed it back, which was a risk, but luckily the person caught it, and you could even see him. He was like, okay, good, you got it. So yeah, that was pretty fun. After that, they had the crowd repeat ooze, and then they did like a New Radicals cover. The song is Don't Tell Me, oh, Get What You Give. So yeah, that was not my choice for a cover song, but also not the worst choice. Like, it was an okay choice. I thought it was pretty okay. I like the second verse. I like that, or maybe it's actually the bridge. But you know, the like short quick feel in the lyrics. So that was fun. Like, so again, not a terrible choice. Would not have been mine. I really liked the instrumental I really liked the first verse in the next song. It was short, quick feel. I liked the instrumentals. I liked the verse a lot. Thrill of something, maybe? I I thought it was maybe Thrill of Escape, but then I kept listening to the lyrics and I was like, he's definitely not saying escape. So please let me know if you are watching this still. Yeah, so I really liked the instrumental, first verse, short, quick feel, liked the instrumentals in the verses a lot. I really liked how the bridge was sang. There was an instrumental drop for the chorus after the bridge, which I thought was cool. And then the instrumentals came in full. Yeah, so that was a fun song. The next song had a slower feel. It was still instrumentally full, but not that like short, quick feel. They had good shifts from the first verse into the chorus, or maybe it was like the pre-chorus. It was honestly a bit of a lull for me in this set. I liked when there was an instrumental drop to just the piano. The piano was good, but again, I didn't really know it. It was kind of like, all right, whatevs. The next song started with acoustic guitar, but it was another cover. Okay, it was definitely another cover, and this might be so dumb, and honestly, I don't even know if I want to tell you, but so I'm pretty sure the song is called Mobius, and it was only because I had to Shazam it, because I really don't know what it's called. But every time I hear this song, I think the song is called White Horses. That's not even a lyric, I don't think. And I'm for sure that it is not called White Horses, but for sure think that that's what it's called. And literally every time I hear that song, I'm like, oh, it's White Horses. And then I'm like, oh, actually, there is no song like that. So I think it was Mobius. Liked the lyrics in the second half of the first verse. I'm pretty sure it was not the pre-chorus. Yeah, so it was the verse part. But yeah, so that was fine. Again, would not have been my cover choice, but it was fine. After that, they played Never Say Never, so I was excited to see that live. I really like the short, quick feel in the lyrics, despite the slower instrumentals. I like how simple but effective the chorus is, because it's like literally just the same line over and over again. I really like the bridge, great instrumentals and lyrics in the bridge particularly. I'm pretty sure they like changed or extended the bridge. He got the crowd to take their phones out for the end instrumentals, so that was pretty cool. And then they changed up the end for sure, like, so that was awesome. I really liked that, like just the way it was sung, you know, singing extra like lines, so that was cool. Then the next song had an instrumental heavy start. Maybe it was Closer to Me, I think. I think it was Closer to Me. Instrumentally full for the verses. I liked the instrumental drop in the chorus, which I thought was a cool effect, right? Because usually they come in full, so I liked that it was a little bit of the opposite. I loved the instrumental shift in the bridge. Fantastic, super cool. All the guitars and bass crowded around the drummer, so that was like a fun little thing. That was super cool towards the end. I really liked that. Then he talked about like writing and making their first album using Ben's, I'm assuming one of their bandmates, Grandpa's Barn. And so then, he was like, never stop dreaming, you know, we had these big dreams. So then they played She Is, which I didn't know. Instrumental full start for the lyrics, short, quick feel in the lyrics. I liked the chorus. I liked the instrumentals in the bridge, and then there was a really good build up back to the chorus. They do that well, right? They have a bridge and then they build it back up into the chorus, and then there were nice dual vocals at the end, which I thought were really cool. That definitely caught my attention. Like, he was singing the one line, and as he was finishing, another band member was singing a different part, so that was pretty cool. After that, they played Love Don't Die. Less instrumentally heavy start, short, quick feel in the lyrics and guitar. Percussion came in with other instruments. Instrumentals came in full for the chorus. Remained full for the second verse. I really did like the faster pace overall of this song. And I really liked the line about left underground. I don't know. Sorry. First of all, I'm super proud of myself. I made it to my house. Woo! Well, at least into my neighborhood. Anyway, then he introduced the band and then finished the song. I really loved the slowdown into the instrumental outro. That was so cool. It's like they slowed it down, but then they went into an instrumental outro. I loved it. I thought that was a really cool effect. The next song had just piano, short, quick feel of the lyrics. I really liked the lyrics, especially for the pre-chorus. It was whenever you reach for me. And then at the end, he held this light up with one hand, like on the drum stage. And it was a pretty cool effect. Like the stage was pretty dark and he just had this like light showing up. That was pretty cool. So yeah, that was like a fun little thing, part of that song. After that, he played My Heart's a Crowded Room, and he came into the crowd over the barricade. So that was pretty cool. So then he went like up through the pavilion. Of course, I was on the edge. This is the one time I had like seat 1 in the row, and he went up the other way and then came down and went down the other one. So that was a little disappointing. I won't lie. I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to come right by me. No. But anyway, it was a good follow-up. He went all the way up to the lawn, like into the lawn, which I thought was really cool because, you know, I don't know, it's a lot. People are grabbing at you. So I was impressed that he went all the way up to the lawn. So then, oh my gosh, I'm not driving anymore. I made it home. So then, yeah, at the end of the song, he was back at the back of the pavilion, and then he had to walk back to stage, went over the barricade while the piano was playing. And then he like laid down on the stage when he got back, which I thought was cool. So yeah. So then after that, they played You Found Me, which I was so excited about. I had totally forgotten about that song until I started listening for this show. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so good. Definitely some subtle pacing changes in the first verse and chorus, which were really good. And then I love the second verse and how it was sang. Got super short, quick feel for those few lines in the second verse. So I really liked that. More pacing changes in the second chorus. I love the shift into the bridge. They let the crowd sing Where Were You, which was so good. Yeah, like after the bridge, it was so epic. It was so good after the bridge. Like it was just so great. So then they left the stage and came back. There were recorded instruments playing while they were gone the entire time. They came back pretty shortly after. Then they played How to Save a Life. Oh, it was so good. I was so excited to see this song. It was great. The transition between the first chorus and the second verse is maybe like honestly my favorite like few seconds of the song. It's just there were subtle pacing changes in the second verse which were really good. I love the lyrics in the second verse, especially the first half. It's just great. I love the lyrics about driving until you lose the road. That's like maybe one of my favorite lyrics. Like it's just so good. I love that song. It was amazing. So they let the crowd sing the chorus towards the end, like 2 choruses towards the end. You know, he stepped in a couple times, but it was great. It sounded like there were some instrumental changes like towards the end, which were great. And then I love the piano, especially at the end. And then he ended up kneeling on the stage. So that was awesome. But do you think he ended the show there? No, of course not, because why would they? Thanked the crew and the venue employees, and then they played the Beatles cover With a Little Help from My Friends. So I was glad it was not their own song. Like I literally would have been so unhappy. And it was fine. It's just, you could have just ended it at How to Save a Life. Like, can't we just end on that high? Like, why do we have to, I don't know. It was fine. Again, I'm so glad it wasn't their own song because there's just like, why would you have done that? But they, you know, great. It's a fun cover. It's a Beatles song. It's super fun, but like, just don't play that last. I know I feel horrible, but like really just end on How to Save a Life, and also play Cable Car right before How to Save a Life. Why are we putting that in the beginning? All right, scores. Colony House was good. It was definitely a little hard to hear the lyrics, but I feel so bad because it's like no fault of their own, right? They are in a pavilion, and so when the pavilion is less full, it's harder to hear the lyrics because the sound is echoing. You know, people's bodies aren't there to catch it. So I did like their songs. I thought they did a really good job, and we'll definitely listen to the recorded versions. Dashboard Stolen was so good. Like it was just so good. Way too early for me. Like, come on, guys, come on, way too early. But then they ended with a pretty fine, you know, I wish they hadn't played the It's a Bad Day or whatever or after they had played Screaming Infidelities, but it was a pretty good way to end the show. And again, Fray was great. There was a couple songs that were a lull for me, but then there were some really great songs that I didn't really know, but that caught me off guard in a great way. But they definitely played Cable Car way too soon, like so way too soon. I'm gonna have to give this one an 8.7. 8.7. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Were you there? Did you want to go? Were you at a different show? Are you going to another show of theirs? Yeah. Let me know, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.